Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. This is Big Tone and Big Tone Talks. Today we're gonna be talking about a lot of different things. I got who is this right here? Who do we got on the show today?
What's up, it's Chris, y'all. Back at it, back on the pod. It's been a couple weeks since I haven't been on it, but excited to be on the pod again. And we got some good topics to talk about. I haven't talked to him about a couple things, so
Yeah,
we'll get to it soon.
he definitely wants to talk about. I know this is old news, but he definitely wants to talk about.
You don't know what I want to talk
Yeah, he wants to talk about Kansas City and them losing the Super Bowl because he wasn't here to talk all his smack about what had happened. But we what you want to say about that? What the Detroit Lions? That maybe you should talk about them first.
I just have a question for you.
Okay.
So we just saw a terrible collapse by the Kansas City Chiefs. I know they went on a great run.
Collapse?
They went on a great run and won a few Super Bowls, and then they get to this Super Bowl against the Eagles. And I don't think I've ever seen Patrick Mahomes play that bad.
No.
And so my question is there this dynasty that they have, is it over?
What do you think? What
I'm asking you
if
directly.
if you had to pick who's leading in the AFC right now, who would you say? Who would you say would be going to the Super Bowl next year?
Next year, I would have
Out the AFC.
I would have the Ravens number one. I would have maybe Buffalo number two, and I think Kansas City is like number three. The Kansas City is like two. That's my opinion. I think the Ravens still have the best roster. They still have the best roster, top to bottom. They should have been, but things didn't happen.
Yeah.
Things didn't happen. But we're talking about next year. So next year, I think the Ravens will have the best roster, followed by Buffalo, and then maybe Kansas City.
That's crazy that he feels like that because we have won 2 Super Bowls in a row. We went to 3 in a row. I would say that was Patrick Mahomes. That was one of his worst games. I don't think that I've ever seen a game where I could really say that Patrick Mahomes was the culprit. He gave up 2 interceptions, which resulted in points. So yeah, it was a lot to overcome. But I think with all of the trades and we need some help on the offensive line for sure.
Definitely, and it's crazy because there were times in the game where I was like, okay, they're gonna get it together. Like they're gonna score, they're gonna come back.
Right.
And it just got worse. It's just like the game continued to get worse and worse, and it's like, dang, are they done or are they just having a bad day?
Have you ever seen him play like that before?
I don't think so.
No,
but it could be the start of something.
No, what I believe is Patrick Mahomes was paid off.
Oh.
That's what I believe. That's my conspiracy theory about it because he played terrible.
Terrible.
And he was smiling. He was throwing interceptions and smiling about it. Like,
yeah, it was hurt.
So I think he made a nice bag, got a good purse off of that.
But he already gets paid really, really well. So you had to pay him a lot of money to.
So do y'all think that the NFL is scripted in any type of way? Because it's like when you look at it, if Patrick Mahomes, if they would have let him win or wrote it into the script where he happened to win, then Tom Brady and all these other quarterbacks that came up that's from another race would have had to call him the GOAT.
Yeah.
And I don't think the NFL was ready to let that particularly happen because that would have been epic.
Wait, okay.
What? Yeah.
So you're saying something crazy right now.
Yeah.
So you're saying the NFL didn't want Pat Mahomes to win.
You because
that's how I'm feeling. Because if he would have, so Patrick Mahomes wins his 3rd Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right.
Who is the greatest quarterback ever then?
Patrick Mahomes.
No.
If he won that.
No.
Patrick Mahomes.
Even if he wins that.
There's no other quarterback that ever did it. And he's on. He ain't even 30. Is he 30?
How many Super Bowls does Tom Brady have?
7.
But he never won 3 in a row. Though.
7 Super Bowls.
He never won 3 in a row. That's 3 years in a row.
But okay,
what quarterback did that?
This puts Patrick Mahomes in the conversation.
And what?
And in the greatest of all time.
He's listen.
This puts him
I'm talking about
with Tom Brady in the conversation as greatest of all time because
he's number 2. So he's number 2 right now.
You can make.
No, we're talking about if he won the third.
I think he's number 2 right now.
I
think it's too early to put him above Tom Brady.
No. I'm saying if he would have won the championship,
he would be above Tom Brady.
Yes, he would.
You think about this. A lot of the Super Bowls Tom Brady won, it didn't have anything to do with him. Tom Brady was a game manager. He's never when Tom Brady was when Tom Brady was winning the Super Bowl. It's a lot of quarterbacks, like we touched on it before. How many quarterbacks during Tom Brady's run were better than him? You got Drew Brees, you got my boy Peyton Manning, you got
Peyton Manning has 1 Super Bowl.
Peyton Manning's
got 2. I'm sorry, that's 2.
Yeah.
Tom has 7. It's just like you're not even.
Who's a better quarterback? Who would you take? Who would you take? Would you take Peyton Manning in his prime, or would you take Tom Brady in his prime?
I say Tom Brady in his prime.
I say Eli.
I would say Tom in his prime.
Tom Brady, he never was a.
Listen,
he made good decisions.
I tell you what, when he was playing for Tampa Bay,
that's what you do as a quarterback.
When he made that comeback with Atlanta.
Tampa Bay,
that was the defining moment. That game that made me say he's the one
to go to Tampa Bay.
You know what I'm saying?
To go to Tampa Bay, and win that Super Bowl, not only
but then come back from 24 down.
That's it's. You have to give it to him.
Yeah, off of that game, I would say Tom Brady was good, but that probably was one of the best defining moments of his.
So I just want to share this small story with you guys. So my cousin, when that game, I was betting with Tom Brady. I wanted to see Brady win.
Right.
And he was running around with the Atlanta Falcons jersey. It was somebody's jersey that he had that used to play for Atlanta, Andre Rison. I think he had the Andre Rison jersey.
Yeah.
So he's running around at halftime like, I'm about to get on eBay and sell this jersey for some money. I'm about to get paid. And this is what I told him at halftime. This is my quote exactly. And I could call him on for. I said, this is about to be the greatest comeback ever you going to ever see. He's like, cuz you on some bull crap. I said, no, I'm serious.
Yeah.
And I sat there and watched it happen, and I kind of like spoke it out, and it was crazy. When I tried to call him, he answered the phone like, man, how you know that you was on some bull crap? He got mad, hung up the phone.
Yeah. That was
and Tom was what, 45 when he did that?
So I'm not gonna take nothing away from Tom Brady, but what I'm saying, if that boy, that man would have won 3 in a row, Terry Bradshaw, none of them could have been able to say. They would have all had to call him the GOAT because no one has ever did that in the NFL before.
I still would have Tom above Pat Mahomes, but the good thing about it is he still has plenty of time. He's still very young in his career. Yeah. He has plenty of time to get all the accolades and accomplishments to surpass Tom, but it's you can't.
Tom went 10
7
years. He went 10 years where he didn't no Super Bowls. It was. And it was, if you put them together, combined, he 10 years where he didn't win those Super Bowls. It wasn't like.
Yeah, but I don't think we'll ever see a team go to 3 Super Bowls like that.
Yeah, at the end,
there'll never be a 3-peat in the
NFL. At the end of the day, unfortunately, Kansas City lost. At the end of the day, unfortunately, they lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
Yeah, they did. We're coming right back.
They got beat pretty bad.
Hey, listen to this though.
And Pat Mahomes looked terrible.
He did.
And he's gonna come back, but it's what kind of team are they gonna have coming back next year?
Hey, listen. This is what I want to know. He is a Detroit Lions.
I'm glad.
And all the coaches gone too.
I love we're getting here.
How? He's a Detroit Lions fans. Detroit, you were in the best situation that you have ever been in football. All you have to listen, they lose to Washington at home.
Yes.
All you got to do is beat Washington and you win 2 home games and you're in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the biggest letdown.
Let's discuss that.
That's
Yes.
he don't. I don't know.
I'm glad we get into that because I was at Ford Field when we lost to the 49ers. So they hosted like a big watch party at Ford Field. And I remember being very excited when we were playing the 49ers that like we're going to the Super Bowl. And at that year, we just wanted to win a playoff game. And we got to the conference championship and was one win away from the Super Bowl and lost. This loss against Washington is 10 times worse.
10 times worse.
We had the best record in franchise history. We had probably our best team in franchise history. The number 1 seed. Right. You get home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Don't forget about Ben Johnson and the defensive coordinator
came back to win a Super Bowl.
To win the Super Bowl
because they could have left and took jobs
last year
and went last year.
Yeah,
but they was like, no, we're gonna come back. We have unfinished business. We want to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and then you get a rookie quarterback who's they were the bottom seed, and that was the best matchup we could have gotten, or we could have gotten Eagles. That would have been
they
tough.
Should have made it. I still can't believe that Washington made it to the Super Bowl.
Jaden Daniels is a dog. Daniels is a dog, but it's.
I see you. Yeah. The Lions. We got some Detroit Lion fans in the studio, and they think I'm disrespecting them. I said, I was hoping. I was praying. I was praying that they would make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that would have been epic to see Detroit finally make it to a Super Bowl. But I don't think. How do you feel about them next year? You think they're going to be as good as they were? You think they're still with the defensive coordinator gone?
Yep.
The offensive coordinator gone. Do you think they're still going to be the same team next year?
No, they're not going to be the same team, and that's okay. Because at the end of the day, when you think of a good football team, you think of where's the leadership? Who are the leaders of that team when it comes to the organization? And that is Dan Campbell and our GM who built that team, who drafted all those players that are on the team now, and Dan Campbell who sets the tone and sets the culture for that team are still there. The two most important men in that organization. And most importantly, all of our players are coming back. All of our players are coming back, hopefully healthy.
You know what you don't have coming back?
We're going to be better next year.
You think you're
and I wouldn't doubt that.
I don't think they're going to be better because
with all them defensive players come back and all the players
we had eight starters
off of the defense.
Yeah. And then the first drive of that game, Amik Robinson, I think, was at the time our starting corner. He goes out for the whole game.
Yeah.
The first drive.
It was terrible luck.
So this is where I'm at. I'm with KC because I've been with them.
Right.
After KC, I'm with Detroit. So I'm just keeping. I'm with the home city. I'm with Detroit after that. So like I said, I believe what he said. Them starters come back. We get Aiden Hutchinson back in there. That could have made a big difference.
Hutchinson
making it to the Super Bowl.
And he's coming back.
I do think.
Come on, man.
You know where I think the problem with Detroit is going to be? I still do not believe in Jared Goff.
Okay. I mean,
I still.
Okay. Let me
ask you.
Yeah.
Would they be a better team with Matthew Stafford or Jared Goff?
I mean, that's an easy question. Matt Stafford is a better quarterback. Like at the end of the day, he's a better thrower of the football.
Right.
When you ask Jared Goff to do what he's supposed to do, he can win a Super Bowl. Because first of all, before he even got to Detroit, he went to a Super Bowl
with a better team.
I mean, this is the thing. He has the players in place. He has a great offensive line. He has one of the best running backs in the NFL. He has the best running back tandem in the NFL.
Definitely.
That he's handing the ball off to.
Definitely.
He has a great tight end, great receiving core.
One of the best tight ends.
Okay, man, go out there. Don't turn the ball over.
But
that's all you got to tell him to do. Don't turn the ball over, and we can get to a Super Bowl.
I feel like
now let's talk about the defense.
You gotta go downfield. Like he said,
Jamison Williamson is a dog.
That
St. Brown is a dog.
St. Brown.
Like,
Listen, that's
Sam Laporta is a dog.
That
Like,
right there.
we
when
got
you those
players.
three, you got players, but
Williams.
I don't know if like I said, I don't know if Jared Goff, with all of those weapons around, I don't know if he could make them downfield. Those
Huh?
two, they don't. To me, they don't go. They're not an explosive team to me. Like he said, they've got.
Listen, he's a Chiefs fan. so
I don't think that
understand.
they're
It's
an
okay.
explosive team. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
I
He's
think
a Chiefs
I
fan.
think
it's all good.
that they got the best. They got the best wide receiver. They got the best running back tandem with Montgomery and Gibbs. Right.
Yeah.
I think hands down that's good. I think their tight end is good.
What about the receiving core?
The
What receiving core is better in the NFL?
Those.
Receiving core.
So I wouldn't say they're the
ones-
best in the NFL because I like
With-
the Eagles receiving core better with AJ Brown and Devontae Adams
and Gilbert, their
who?
tight end.
Goddard.
Goddard, yeah. There might be a couple receiving cores that's better. I'm not saying they have the best receiving core, but I'm just saying top to bottom, their roster, they're bringing back a top 2 roster in the league.
Yeah,
They just have different coordinators, but we can.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So
Hey,
before we move
shout out
on
to
to
the-
the next topic, if anyone wants to call in, the number is 248-820-5053 and come on in. You can get involved. We're going to answer this phone and we want to see what y'all feel about it.
out the mud.
Out the mud, INC.
Yeah. Hey, well, we're gonna switch topics real quick. We're gonna switch topics.
Shout out to the Lions.
Shout out to the Chiefs.
shout out to the Chiefs. We're gonna switch to college basketball.
Yeah.
And my team, the Michigan State Spartans, are they beat Michigan pretty handily the last time we played. I think Michigan State right now, they beat 3 of the top 3 ranked teams in a row. So I do think for Michigan State, I don't want to get too excited about what they're doing. I think just like always, Tom does a lot. He does more with a little, because when I look at that team, I think Jason Richardson's son, Jace Richardson, Jace Richardson, he's doing good.
Yeah.
I think when you look at the team, I do think the team has a lot of depth, and that's good. But I'm not exactly sure if I all the way believe in them yet. I think seeding is going to be good. When you come to the tournament, I think seeding is really going to matter. So I don't know. I think
I predict the Final Four.
That's a good prediction.
I predict the Final
That's
Four.
a good prediction.
I
So
will say that.
this is what I'll say. Before the season started and earlier in the season, I didn't really know. I thought we had a young team and there isn't. The thing about Michigan State right now is they don't have a superstar.
right.
They don't have like a superstar player that you can key on. Jace Richardson is coming into his own.
He's a
He's got
really
a
good freshman.
smooth game. Like
Yeah.
he plays very controlled. Like you can't speed him up, and he's a freshman.
Yeah.
Carr.
Trey Holloman is a good guard.
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
Carr. You know that boy that jump out
Oh,
the
Cohen
gym?
Carr. Yeah, come on, man. This
Oh,
like
yeah.
We got to speak
Cohen
on
Carr.
Carr.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, listen,
crazy.
A dog. Yes.
he's looking like Jason Richardson out there.
Yeah.
Like he's amazing. Carr is amazing.
look like a smaller Zion.
Yeah.
Like you lob him from anywhere and he's catching it. And throwing it down.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
Cohen Carr is
So is he a
sweet.
freshman too?
Cohen Carr. I don't think so. I think he might be a sophomore.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
We have a pretty young team, but I think like my thing about Michigan State right now is that Tom has a lot of depth, like you said, and he has a lot of players that do a lot of good things. Like there's a lot of good people that can rebound. There's a lot of people that can give you 10, 12 points.
Right.
And so there's not one player you can key on and defend. So I like their chances in the tournament. I think as a Final Four run, it'd be disappointing if they didn't.
That I'm not like I really hope that they make the Final Four. If they make the Final Four, I think this will be one of Tom's better coaching jobs with this team. Like I said, you got Michigan number 15. You got Wisconsin. you got Maryland, you got Purdue, you got a lot of good teams in the Big Ten. I think Auburn is the number one team in the
Yeah.
college right now, and I don't know. I watched them a couple times, and I'm not sure if I don't think there's a clear number one in college basketball right now. So I think it's going to come down to a college that no one's heard of that makes a good run in the
Yeah.
tournament.
I mean, you
So
never know with
Every
March
year.
Madness. Yeah, every year you
yeah,
never know with
Yeah.
March Madness. They'll probably be a 12 or 15 seed that makes the Final Four, like always.
right,
But
right.
the
12.
SEC has a couple of really good teams, like you said. Auburn, Alabama is really good. Florida is still pretty good,
Right.
and like you said, the Big Ten is a good conference right now. But I just it's going to come down to who is playing well in March.
Right.
Like what coach gets their team on a good run and playing well when March comes,
Mhm.
and that's Michigan State. They're on a roll, and I think they haven't lost in 4 or 5 games,
Right, right.
and they've been playing some tough teams.
Yeah, they've played 4 top 20 teams. They played Michigan. I think Michigan was number 15 when they played them.
That was a good game.
They played they played a couple some more teams that were in the top 20. So I do think they're getting battle tested right now. I think they're getting ready, and I do like the direction that they're going in. But like I said, I try not to get my hopes all up because
Yeah.
we have had some letdowns.
We have, and that's it. I can't have another. Who was that? Middle Tennessee State
Oh my
that we
god!
lost to.
Oh
That,
my
Yeah.
god!
that was heartbreaking.
We've
And
oh
yeah,
my god! I remember when Miles Bridges and
Yeah.
all of them was there, and
Cassius Winston.
Cassius
Yeah.
Winston. It was some teams that should have went a lot further than what they
underperformed.
did, you know, and that was some real big letdowns like that.
Yeah, we've had some teams that have underperformed, but I think right now, just what I'm seeing from Michigan State, the role that they're on, the players that we have, they're all playing their role really well. Like you
Right.
said, Cohen Carr is he's sweet, but he's not trying to score 20 points and dribble and stuff. He plays his role. He's a rebounder. He catches lobs. Like he's in the paint.
Right.
So I think everybody's playing their role really well. And if Tom keeps them playing this way, I mean, we can play right into the Final Four.
Right.
So, we'll see.
That'll be great. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Out the Mud Inc. that lets me do this. I want to give a shout out to George Mayfield,
George
George
Grundy the
Judge-
second.
George Grundy,
James Mayfield.
and James Mayfield. You know,
Ah.
hey, hey, yeah, hey, listen. Call in. I want you guys to call in at 248 820-5053 and let us know how you feel about what we've been talking about. You know, the NFL draft is coming up.
Yeah, it is.
The NFL draft is coming up, and I'm wondering where my boy Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter.
Before we
It's
move
gonna
on,
be
we got Mrs. McBride saying go State. Yes, I don't know all the players, but I am Team State, laughing out loud. And that's Tara Lisa McBride.
That's
Tara
what's
Lisa.
up, Tara Lisa. We appreciate that. Yeah.
Go
So
Green.
so what do
Go
you
away.
think? Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders. Where do you think they're gonna end up?
It's crazy. I think Travis is going to go number one.
Tennessee Titans has the
Number 2,
number 1 pick.
number 1 pick.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is they could go for a quarterback. Like because the Titans, when you think of who's their starting quarterback right now, is Will Levis, I think.
Right.
But I don't know if that's the guy that they want to go with
Right.
moving forward. So they might go Shador. That would be crazy if Shador Sanders got
You
the
know,
number 1 pick.
you know, Albert Carter. He's an edge rusher from
Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter
Mhm.
Hello.
from Penn State.
Yes, I'm calling about Big Tone calling my friend George Mayfield. That was hilarious.
I'm
Hey,
starting to think he did that on purpose.
hey,
What you think, Terry?
hey,
Lisa?
listen, y'all brothers anyway. Blend the name.
Nah. We're two distinct
Hey,
people.
go state. I don't care. You can keep on talking all you want, as long as you talk about state, because we're gonna do this. Keep
Yeah,
going.
Yeah,
yeah,
we are.
yeah. Hey, Tara Lisa, we're gonna try to make a Final Four run, and when we do, you know what, we're gonna have a Final Four party down at your event. You know,
Great.
that
Sounds great.
that'd be great, right? You would like that, right?
I sure would. I got a lot of state stuff I can put on and come up in there
Yeah,
and acting all clean. Get the
yeah,
greenery going on.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Get the greenery going.
Oh my gosh.
Good show, cuz. Good show. Good
Thank you.
show.
I appreciate you
I don't know
calling.
who that gentleman is. Who's that gentleman on your show with you?
This gentleman on my show right now is somebody I know a little bit about.
Yeah, he knows a
This
little
is
bit about.
my firstborn son, Tara. That's who
All
this
right.
is.
Well, I'm firstborn son.
Yeah.
You state, my cousin too.
Yeah,
What's up,
he
cuz?
stayed.
Yeah.
Don't forget
What
about
up,
Mr.
cuz?
Mayfield. He state too.
Yeah, Mr. Mayfield is state too. We
Oh, James the Greatest Mayfield is state too?
and he a
Yeah.
Chiefs fan too. Man,
Yeah.
that's why we get along.
All right. Go. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, George F. Grundy the second, a.k.a. George Mayfield.
Yeah.
No. Thanks for calling in. We really appreciate you calling in.
Not a problem. I'll just keep texting online. Guys, have a great show.
You too.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Love you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, yeah, that was Tara Lisa, one of my partners out the Mud Inc. She has her show, Snaps and Chats. You know, we're gonna have to you can check that out on Monday too. But yeah, back to Travis Hunter. Actually, I think the Browns that are at number 2, and I think
Mhm.
they're gonna end up picking him. I don't know what position that they're gonna end up like put him at. I think maybe wide receiver. They're going to use him as wide receiver, but I think they should use him as corner because
Hmm.
I think the corner position it pays a lot more money, and I think he can last a
You make a
lot
lot of money playing receiver.
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't see I'm
they
not
got
starting to see
crazy contracts.
crazy
Receivers.
contract. Who's got a good contract for wide receiver? I know St. Brown got a nice
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah.
Just got one.
You know, they're talking about him being a corner. Like I think he's they're talking about him being a corner, but I don't know. I think it just depends on the team and what they need and what he wants to do. But he could play both positions.
You think he could play wide receiver at the league in the league right now?
He could play receiver in the league. Yeah, definitely. I think he'd be a better corner. I think he would be a better corner, but he could definitely play receiver in the league.
Right.
Yeah.
And Shador Sanders, I think he might drop down. I think he might drop down a little bit out the top 5 because I don't think people are believing in him. The quarterback, I think the first quarterback that's going to come off is the quarterback from Miami.
Oh, Cam Ward.
Yeah,
He is nice.
I've
Yeah.
seen some highlights of Cam Ward, and I think I don't want to make a stretch and say he's Michael Vick like. He's Michael Vick like. I'm not saying that he's not Michael Vick, but I think as far as the speed and the running ability, and I think he's a bona fide down the field thrower. Like
Yeah.
with a lot of black quarterbacks that's coming out, you look for them mostly to run and not really throw the ball down the field. But he can really throw, and that's what I'm excited to see if how he's going to do and
Yeah.
where he's going to end up going at.
Yeah, I've seen some highlights on Cam Ward. I didn't really watch him too much last year. I watched a few games where I saw that talent that you're talking about, being able to throw the ball down the field. But yeah, it's top 5. I don't know where he would go, but it's a good talent, definitely.
Yeah, we got Tennessee's got the first pick.
So you think Abdul Carter is number one pick off the board.
Yeah,
Tennessee.
I think
Abdul
Ten-
Carter, because that could definitely happen, because he's that but he did just get a little like injury. I guess there's a report that he had some sort of injury or something that just came up. I don't know if it's his hamstring or something like that, so that might hurt his draft stock.
right.
But we'll have to see.
We definitely have to.
Who
So
do you
how do
think-
y'all feel about the players that are not participating in the combine? Do you think that takes their pick down?
So that's an interesting point, because Mason Graham is a D tackle out of Michigan. He's like one of the better defensive players
They
coming out
said
of Michigan.
he's going to be top 5 pick.
Yeah, he's a very, very good prospect. He's only doing one thing in the combine, and that's bench press.
Right.
He's going to the combine. He's only going to do bench press. So I think, to your point, it can be beneficial, because if you can rep out 56 reps, you can do that and
Right.
impress the scouts,
Right.
then go do that. But like your little agility is not going to really wow anybody. We still know Mason Graham is Mason Graham. He's still a top 5 talent. So I think it's kind of a smart thing to do, because he doesn't have a whole lot to prove.
Right.
I think some players that have a lot to prove, they got to do everything. You have to do everything at the combine.
Yeah, I think it, like you said, I think the combine is for people trying to prove themselves. There are a lot of people that are not going to participate in the combines at all, because they don't have anything to prove. They're top 10, like Mason Graham. He don't really too much got to do anything, because he knows he's going to get picked.
Yeah.
But some of these players that are further down the totem pole, if you want to say like that, they're trying to get higher draft stock. I think the combine is good, because like my man from Kansas City won the four when he got a 4.3.
Yeah.
Um,
Is it Xavier?
Xavier Worthy.
Worthy.
When he got the 4.3 at the combines, that boosted his stock. Stock in the thing. So I think it all depends on where you're gonna land at, where you feel like you're gonna land at in the draft about going to the.
We have an interesting comment that I want to read to you guys. It's from Tamika Buford Thompson, and it says, "Not a lot of players are coming out because of the NIL money."
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen,
It's true.
that NIL money that made college football way different. When you can stay at college for 4 years and make $10 million, there are people in the NFL that don't make $10 million in 4 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think those new NIL deals and things that they're doing for the players, I think I'm all for that. I want to see I feel like you're going to have a commissioner to come in sooner or later to stop these deals, because sooner or later you're going to get high school players that are going to be getting $40 and $50 million deals.
The
Coming-
quarterback that's going to Michigan just got
I think he got 10 or 12.
a $10 million NIL
I thought he
deal
drew out of that.
He was going to
to LSU.
LSU,
Mhm.
and Michigan came in and said, "Hey,
Yeah, but I heard that. I don't know. We have to search, but I heard after he said he was going to commit, he decided to go back to LSU.
Oh,
That's what I had heard.
I haven't
see,
heard
I'm
that.
not."
So I think that recruit got lost on that deal.
Wow.
I'm gonna check it, but I think
Okay. Bryce Underwood, I believe.
Yeah, he was from Belleville. No,
Yeah, he went to Belleville High, actually.
Yeah.
It's
You used
crazy,
to
because
stay-
I
yeah.
lived in Belleville.
yeah, I can.
Yeah.
That's why I remember Belleville, because you used to stay there.
Yeah.
I
No,
remember that.
but I do think that he's as far as I know, he's still going to Michigan off of that NIL deal that they
okay.
gave him.
Well, I could
Right.
be wrong. So what I wanted to say, when you think about it, I think the NIL deals are great, because a lot of those young players can stay in and get their degrees, because
Right.
if they get
Yeah.
injured or anything happen,
Right.
they have something else to fall back on. So I like
Right.
the idea of that, because some of them will run off and go to NFL and
Mhm.
things happen, and now they have no extra
Right.
Yeah.
skill or nothing else to do. Didn't
Yeah.
get that degree.
Yeah.
Right.
The NIL is an amazing concept for the players, for the kids. To your point, it has to be regulated. Like, there has to be a commissioner to come in. Somebody has to be able to regulate it, so that there is no I guess funny business kind of going on
Yeah,
under the table.
it's
But
it's probably
They definitely need to have somebody who is going to regulate it because big schools like Michigan can get their sponsors
right,
and get their people to pull all the good players, and
right.
then these other schools won't be able to compete.
yeah, that's the thing is if your school is not bringing in funds or you don't have boosters and sponsors, you're not going to get good players. So
Right.
it's going to
Yeah, but
hurt.
Michigan ain't the only one with a big bag with these colleges
Yeah.
around here either.
Hey, you see what she got on her shirt?
Michigan State got a big bag too.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Love
we got
Live.
Michigan State does not have nearly the money that
It,
Michigan
it they don't, but
has.
at the end of the day, State will be okay. But
Yeah,
it's good for the players though. At the end of
They will
the
be
day.
because all of the SEC schools almost have big money,
Yeah.
and like the whole town.
Ohio State got big
they
money.
block NFL teams from coming to SEC states,
You-
so
yeah.
they have big money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hey,
So Ohio, Michigan, SEC, and then nobody else will be able to get the big money.
We'll see what happens.
we it's more than Michigan that's got
Okay,
big,
10, okay.
that's got money.
Yeah.
I said Michigan, Ohio,
Hey,
SEC.
exactly. Oh, the whole SEC there. Right,
Oh,
right, right. Yeah, that's nice. Well, hey, I appreciate everybody looking and coming to see the show this week. I really enjoyed myself today. We're gonna be here next week, Friday, at the same time, same place. Check us out there. Peace.